Hey everyone, it's Sylvia from Wigs, Toppers, and Hair. I was just coming on to show you a wig that I am just fixing up. I had a client that has requested just a little bit of a haircut on it. I'm not quite sure where she got it cut before or if she cut it herself, but it's just like a blunt haircut. And to me, as a stylist, I feel like it's just a little bit too blunt and it's just too heavy along the bottom. It just really needs a little bit of texture in there. So she recently purchased a new piece and looks lovely, and she thought this would be a great opportunity just to give her old girl a fresh look. So I just went ahead and washed her, dried her, added some products, straightened it out, and I'll just show you you know, the products that I've used, and I'll show you the haircut that we're starting with. Okay, so these are the products I've used. So I just shampooed her with the Rich Repair. I don't have it shown here, but it's Rich Repair shampoo and conditioner by Goldwell. I used my last little bit of the Olaplex. So this is a bond smoother. You put just a tiny bit in when you're blow drying or when you let it air dry, that would be fine. This is a heat protection for the blow dryer. And then this one here is a heat protection for the flat iron. I didn't have too much left, so I added whatever I had left of this. And then I have this Jean Renault heat protectant. It's for synthetic and for human hair. It wouldn't be my go-to for human hair, but it was all I had because I ran out of this stuff. So then I just straightened her out with a comb, a flat iron, and then at the end I just put a little bit of the BioSilk in it. This is the vanilla scented one. Okay, so here's our girl here. So as you can see, I feel like it's a little blunt on the bottom. When you turn her to the side, it looks lovely, but it's just too much. It just needs a little bit of texture. I feel like a little texture would make it look more natural. I'll just move back a little bit. So I want to keep the shape, but just kind of texturize the ends. It is a little bit off in certain parts, like for example this. I don't want to change it too much because she does like the length, but I do want to just texturize it a lot so this is straightened out. So I'll texturize all the ends and I'll do a little bit of layering in there. And in her bangs, I feel like the bangs are not too bad. They look pretty texturized, but I found some pieces that didn't belong. She does have a little bit of face framing here. I kind of like that, so I'll just make sure that it's even on both sides. And I'll show you how I texturize, okay? I'm just going to try and set up the camera so you can see. All right, hold tight. Okay, so I hope you can see from here, but I'm just going to go through what I'm doing. So I just want to make sure that the topper is on her properly. This is a large topper, so it goes all the way around. Actually, it's yeah, I would say this is more a wig than a large topper. Jean Renault has a large topper like this. Anyway, so here are the ear tabs. So I'm just kind of like making sure, I'm holding my hands on both sides and making sure that it matches up with the eyes on this girl here. So it's hard to see, I know. And then I put a pin right in here. You can see here there are tiny little holes, so I just kind of carefully placed it in one of the holes so it doesn't, you know, break anything. I'm going to take a clip. I'm going to section half of it up. So I'm working with this here. I'm just going to take the bottom, comb it out nice, hold it with the comb, take my scissors, and I'm going to slowly destroy that line so you can see right there I don't want that. So I'm holding it nice and straight and just doing a little point cut. You don't want to cut too much, just holding the scissors straight up and down. I'm going to do this all along the bottom edge. And already you can see that's looking much better. And that little part that was a little bit longer has been destroyed. All right, so I'm going to go around and do all around the edge like that, clipping up half of it. So these are like going to be the shorter texturized pieces, so I don't need to do that. So about halfway, like just kind of by the eye all the way around, you're going to part that up and then point cut the bottom part, okay? I do want to mention that I pinned it on this side, that side, and right along the bottom here, because you don't want it to shift. You don't want to pull the hair too hard, because then the topper or the wig is going to move, and then it's going to be uneven. So after each piece, you want to make sure that it is still level. You go to the front, make sure the ear tabs are still in the right place, or else you are going to have an angled bob or an asymmetrical cut that you maybe you don't want. Okay, so I went through all around the edges, and I made sure that it was texturized here. When I'm looking at it here, I do feel like it's drooping just a little bit. So I'm going to make a mental note of that and take it up a little bit in the back. Nothing too crazy, just about ½ an inch or so. And just want to make sure that the ear tabs are in the same spot. That's good. Then you want to go like from the front. So from the front here, you want to make sure that her head is nice and straight right in front of you, and then grab the hairs and you make sure that it is even, and you just kind of like align it right to the middle of her chin here, and then you'll see if it's crooked or not. So as you can see, I think that's a little bit off. So I'm going to go ahead and texturize a lot more on that side, and then I'll go ahead and check it again. Okay, so I went ahead and turned her around, clipped up about 3/4 of it here, grabbed this middle section, and I just did lots of point cuts here, nothing too blunt. I still want it to look blunt, but I didn't do a straight cut blunt. I just kind of like did lots of texturizing, because I think it's going to lie flatter, but it will still give that blunt look. And I'll do this section here. I'll just show you how I did it. Always grab like a little bit of the bottom there, just to make sure you're not going too short, and just tiny little snips. All right, and then I think the front parts are okay because I made sure they were even. So from this back part, I just kind of angled it to match the front. And just to check and make sure that it's even, make sure that her head is straight. You get about the same sections, like right behind the ears maybe, and just grab it, pull it into the middle, and if it matches up, then it's the right length. Okay, so now I'm going to add a little bit of layering here. So like you can see now, like that, it's just too heavy. And when my client wears it, I feel like it's too much right here on the back of her neck. And then underneath, it's just going to make it really, really tangly. So what I'm going to do there is just take some of this down, pin this up, grab some of the hair that I cut from underneath, angle it a little bit towards me. Then if you lift it up, you can kind of see where that bottom hairs are. So I'm just going to do some point cut to those bottom hairs right underneath, because that underneath is this, what I already cut. So it's still gonna be blunt. And just keep doing that until it looks right. And by doing tons of point cut, I don't think you can really go wrong. It just looks nice and wispy. So see, already that looks so much better. Now here on the side, we're gonna start angling it down. All right, so take some of that bottom hair, angle it, lift it up so you can see where that hair is, and then just take that bulk out. So already I feel like that looks so much better. I don't know if you can see that. But... Okay, so I'm gonna go around and do all the edges like that. So I'm gonna be doing this top section, bringing it down, pulling it out a little bit. Make sure you grab some of the hair that's underneath. The higher you lift it, the shorter the layers are going to be on the top. So if you want just a little bit of layering, just to kind of cut down that triangle effect that you get sometimes with thick hair, just hold it just down. Okay, so here in the bangs, I like the length. They're nice and wispy. I just point cut. There was like a piece over here. It was kind of like this. So I just point cut that just to blend a little bit. And I'm going to cut this part in half. So I parted this up, and then this part, I'm going to hold it out a little bit and texturize that because it's too bulky here. If it's more wispy on the ends, it looks more natural. All right, so here's the finished look. Now, if you look at her head on, she's not as blunt on the bottom, and she's got a little bit of a curved in edge. And that's it. If you look from the side, it's just a little bit up right here, and it's a little bit more curved in rather than just straight across. So we didn't cut too much, just a little bit of texturizing. It's hard to see, but you can see the layers there. So it's still a blunt cut, but I feel like it just looks a little more realistic. Beauty. And that's what we took off. Not too much. I think she's beautiful. She's ready for another round. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.